Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with a Blog to Watch. Please subscribe to Blog to Watch videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. This is a review of the Edmond Booster. There's a couple of different watches in the Booster collection as well as the other collections there, like the Pure and the Cap Horn. Not Cape Horn, Cap Horn. Anyways, this Booster watch has probably my favorite dial of the brand. It's a quirky dial, but it looks cool and I think it's well designed. Edmond is all about sort of affordable Swiss watches with sort of a unique, obviously sporty character to them. One of the most distinctive qualities of Edmond watches is this whole crown system going on here. Watch aficionados will recognize this as looking similar to what Panerai has, and it's a similar idea, though not exactly the same. What is it? Well, it's one part crown guard and one part crown puller outer. So instead of having a screw-in crown to protect the watch from dust and water, it has this little lever up here which you pull, and it actually, you can see that kind of claw pulls out the crown and it goes back in. You have to carefully do it to make sure you have the right position. So pulling it out a little bit like this allows you to, apparently I pulled out too far, change the date. Okay, I'm winding it now. And then when you pull it out of the way, you're going to be changing the time. It works pretty well. It takes a little bit getting used to because you have to know precisely how far to pull it out. But it snaps in there securely, and when it's in, you can't turn the crown. So it is in fact protecting the watch. In terms of water resistance, allow me to refresh my memory. 200 meters, not bad. Not bad at all. That's pretty good for a watch like this. That means you could go diving in it. But you probably won't for two reasons. While this Booster does have what looks to be a rotating diver's bezel, it's not a rotating diver's bezel because it doesn't rotate. If it does rotate, I haven't turned it nearly hard enough. Also, luminance is an issue. One of the sacrifices you have with a cool-looking dial like this is luminance. You can see there's these little dots here on the flange ring at 12, 3, 6, and 9. Those are lume. But there's no other lume, there's no lume on the hands. This is actually a very interesting trend I've noticed. This is probably the third or fourth watch this year that I've reviewed that has lume on all or some of the hour markers, but not the hands. I don't understand this. It could be a lot of things. I don't get it. Anyhow, the watch is 44 millimeters wide in steel. This is a PVD black version. It has this nice bracelet. I quite like the bracelet. The design is nice. And this is a nice kind of chunky case. It's 15 millimeters thick. It's kind of got a little bit of weight to it. There's also a version with a strap. But I got to tell you, I'm going to go ahead and recommend this watch basically only on the bracelet, because it just looks a lot better on the bracelet. That's a better integration with the design of the case. It's just a watch, in my opinion, was made to go with a bracelet. You can see there that at 44 millimeters wide, I don't believe that includes the crown, and because of sort of the squarish look of the watch, that will make for a larger watch. But the very sort of dramatically curved lug structures pretty much ensure that on most wrists it's a good fit, and my regular viewers know that I don't have the biggest wrist, so that makes sense. Inside the watch is a Swiss at a 28-24 automatic movement, and Edmond has their own signed rotor on there. It's a nice thing. It's a nice thing. They did a good job with the exhibition case back, and I like that contrast of the sort of, the polished steel versus the black of the case and the dial. The hands can look a little bit washed out in certain lights. I'm moving this around to show you that in some light you can see the hands really well. In other light it gets a little bit more difficult to see the hands. But overall, this is a cool watch. I think it's neat. Price is very, very fair. It's about, how much is it? It's 1,010 Swiss francs, so just over $1,000. Very reasonable for a unique-looking Swiss sports watch with an automatic movement. And you can see the full review on ablogtowatch.com. Thanks.